Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As Bharat marches towards Amrit Kaal, the vision of Vikas bhi, Virasat bhi is slowly being realized. No longer will our Virasat be shackled by colonial hangover, nor will our Vikas be within the prism of caste, class or religion. Today, Bharat is unapologetically claiming its place in the world with inclusive growth, rooted in our history and our culture. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hasn't shied away from wearing his Astha on his sleeve. He even took a dip of Astha quite literally. Watch these visuals of the Prime Minister diving to the submerged city of ancient Dwarka. He performed underwater puja at this holy land of Krishna with a Tiranga proudly printed on his helmet. This, of course, was just a month after Prime Minister was at Ayodhya, where he performed Pran Pratishtha of Ram Lalla. So, from Krishna Janmabhoomi to Ram Janmabhoomi, Prime Minister says that he has thought about the glory and vikas of our great nation. Listen in to what he said yesterday after his underwater dhyan.
मैंने पूजन के साथ ही वहां मोर पंख को भी अर्पित किया। उस अनुभव ने मुझे इतना भाव विभोर किया है, इस शब्दों में बताना मेरे लिए मुश्किल है। समंदर के गहरे पानी में मैं यही सोच रहा था कि हमारे भारत का वैभव, उसके विकास का स्तर कितना ऊंचा रहा है। विकास और विरासत के मेरे संकल्पों को आज एक नई ताकत मिली है, नई ऊर्जा मिली है। विकसित भारत मेरे लक्ष्य से आज दैवीय विश्वास उसके साथ जुड़ गया है।
You just heard Prime Minister speak about being overwhelmed by the Virasat of India. But what about his promise of Vikas? Remember, confident of a sweeping win in 2024 elections, he has asserted that India will become the third largest economy in his third term, and he said that at Times Network's Global Business Summit just a few days ago. But do the numbers on the ground and do these reflect his confidence? The latest consumer expenditure survey shows that poverty has come down to just about 5% or less in India, and that people are becoming prosperous both in rural and urban Indias if their expenditure patterns are studied. The rural and urban gap has reduced from 84% to 71% over the last 10 years. You can see the details of this NSSO survey data for yourself, and this is the report that I hold in my hand. But interestingly, while the data shows that pro-poor policies of the Modi Sarkar have decreased the disparity, his political rival Rahul Gandhi insists that poor are being looted and cheated. Let's remind you what he has been saying about the Modi Sarkar. Listen in.
का इनॉग्रेशन हुआ, मुझे एक गरीब बंदा उसमें नहीं दिखा, एक किसान नहीं दिखा। इनका इस देश में कुछ नहीं बचा, इनको बस या थाली बजानी है और भूखा मरना है।
आपको दो हिंदुस्तान दिखेंगे, एक अरबपति वाला और एक गरीबों का हिंदुस्तान।
आपको बेरोजगार बनाया जा रहा है,
कोई नहीं बचेगा, सब भूखे मर जाओगे।
ये लोग रोजगार नहीं दिलवा सकते और ना ये दिलवाना चाहते हैं। हिंदुस्तान के युवा का इसमें एक रोजगार नहीं है।
Is Rahul Gandhi's negative sentiment on Bharat correct? Let's get you some independent projections for India. As per Goldman Sachs, India will become the second largest economy by 2075. The IMF expects India to grow by 6.5% next financial year. Analysts at Jefferies expect the country to become the world's third largest economy by 2027. The value of companies listed on India's exchanges surpassed $4 trillion late last year. In fact, Jefferies has also projected that India's market value will be more than double to $10 trillion by 2030. Even MSCI has increased India's projections in its emerging markets index to 18.06% from 17.98%. Despite these independent projections, the opposition has dismissed the NSSO data as government's data, while the BJP says that this is the result of Viksit Bharat Abhiyan. Listen in.
उन्होंने गरीबों के हित के अंदर जितनी बड़ी योजनाएं बनाई हैं और देश के संसाधन गरीबों के लिए लग रहे हैं, उसी का परिणाम है 5% गरीबी रेखा से लोग नीचे आए हैं। का समर्थित भाव से देश के 5 जो विकसित भारत के लिए और तीसरी अर्थव्यवस्था के लिए चल रही है, इसमें सभी लोगों का योगदान मिलने वाला है।
जो इस प्रकार आबादी बढ़ी है और जिस प्रकार से खाई बढ़ी है, आप मत भूलिए कि जो अमीर और गरीब की खाई है वो लगातार बढ़ती चली जा रही है। और गरीबी की परिभाषा क्या है? क्या वो ग्लोबल परिभाषा है या हम लोगों ने नई उसमें परिभाषित उसको किया है?
Unfortunately, some Bharat beaters continue to be in the habit of hiding behind the garb of religion and deny fundamental rights like right to pray and equality. Watch how AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi says that the BJP doesn't want reforms amongst Muslims but wants to impose Hindutva. This is because Assam Chief Minister has said that child marriage for girls will be ended from the 90-year-old law that exists. On the other hand, SM Yasin of Anjuman Intizamiya Committee declared in a statement that India's condition was worse than Pakistan after the Gyanvapi verdict came from the Allahabad High Court just this morning. Listen in.
है बीजेपी के लोग, नहीं हम इस्लाम में रिफॉर्म लेकर आएंगे। अरे तुम रिफॉर्म नहीं लाना चाहते हो, तुम हिंदुत्व को लागू करना चाहते हो। तुम भारत की तहजीब क्या है? इसकी भारत एक ऐसा मुल्क है जहां पर लोग कई मजहब को मानते हैं, कोई खुदा को भी नहीं मानते। ये मुल्क ऐसा जहां पर एक जबान नहीं, हजारों जबानें बोली जाती।
आपका एक बयान भी हम लोगों ने सुबह देखा कि जिसमें आपने कहा था कि कहीं ना कहीं जो भारत की अदालतें हैं वो भी पाकिस्तान की जो अदालत है उसकी राह पे चल पड़ी है।
देखिए, पाकिस्तान तो हम कह रहे हैं सबसे खराब मुल्क है। वहाँ न्याय नाम की कोई चीज़ नहीं रह गई है। बदकिस्मती यह है कि हमारे जो अदालतें अब जो फैसला दे रही हैं वो न्याय फैसला तो दे रही हैं लेकिन न्याय नहीं कर रही हैं। वो न्याय नहीं हुआ।
Even as the opposition attacks the Modi Sarkar, let's bring you a Newshour fact check where we will contrast pro-poor schemes under the UPA and the NDA regime. First, affordable housing scheme under the UPA had 2.1 crore benefactors, while NDA has more than 3.2 crore people. When it comes to toilets, UPA constructed 1.8 crore toilets in 10 years, while NDA has built 11.5 crore under the NDA. Pension for unorganized worker scheme benefited 36.4 lakh people in the UPA, while under NDA it's not lakhs but 6.1 crore beneficiaries. When it comes to zero bank balance accounts, there were 10.3 crore accounts opened under the UPA, the Jan Dhan accounts, and 51.6 crore under the NDA. 164 Jan Aushadhi stores were opened under the UPA, 10,000 stores opened under the NDA, 6,577 kilometers of optical fiber network under the UPA, and 6.8 lakh kilometers laid by the NDA. And if I come to highways, well, the contrast is just so stark that the UPA will have nowhere to hide. These statistics speak for themselves, which is why perhaps Prime Minister has consolidated his position as the most popular leader in the world in a recent survey by US-based consultancy firm Morning Consult. Prime Minister Modi has topped the global approval rating yet again with a whopping 76%. It's significantly higher than the other world leaders and has been growing over the last several weeks and months when this was put out by the same consultancy group. So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question we're asking on the Newshour tonight: baiters blind to Viksit Bharat? That's the question and that's the debate. Coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Gaurav Bhatia, national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, Vivek Srivastava, political analyst, Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Waris Pathan, national spokesperson of the AIMIM. But my first question goes to Sanjay Jha, suspended Congress leader, author, cricket enthusiast, what have you. Sanjay Jha, these numbers, first up, holding the NSSO numbers, I'm waiting for you to completely trash them because I'm sure you are waiting with bated breath to do them. आपको ना highways नजर आते होंगे, ना optical fiber. You don't probably see the Aadhaar cards, the Ayushman Bharat cards or the Jan Dhan accounts. I'm sure nothing has happened in the last 10 years. Everything that happened between 2004 and 2014. 2014 के बाद nothing has happened. Sanjay Jha, is that what you'd like us to believe?
You know, Navika, I say this with great earnestness. I wish Mr. Modi, before he took his scuba gear and, went deep into the water, he had just gone to Manipur. We have debated this on your channel very often. And I think we have said it, and it needs to be said again and again. Why doesn't Prime Minister Narendra Modi go to Manipur, where more than hundreds died, over thousands are homeless, and the state is still simmering? What a tragedy that the Prime Minister of this country, his heart does not beat, bleed for his own suffering citizens in the Northeast. But he will campaign for elections. I think the people of India have to judge how they want to see their future Prime Minister, and I hope it will be somebody different. You talked of numbers, Navika, let me tell you this. 5 trillion economy, this government's people told the public of India it will happen in 2023-24. And now they are telling you it will happen after another 4 years. You see, the BJP will keep shifting the goalpost. The doubling of farm income. Why do you think the farmers are protesting? They promised to double their farm income by 2022, and they have forgotten about it. And what is the one truth, Navika, since we talk of numbers? The average GDP growth rate since 2019 in the last 5 years has been 4%. Just 4%. Which is why over 48 lakh young people of India, including MBAs and PhDs and engineers, applied for the job of the UP Constable. 60,000 positions, 48 lakh applicants. And guess what happened? There was a paper leak. This is the kind of governance we are getting under Mr. Modi. I can tell you, Navika, we are in shambles. The truth is, Mr. Modi has failed India disastrously. The numbers tell you that. I don't want to even tell you how good the UPA was in comparison. The UPA's worst year of 6.4% is what Mr. Modi inherited. And in the last 10 years, his average is at 5.9%. I can tell you for a fact, Mr. Modi is a nervous man. When he says, मैं तीसरी बार आ रहा हूं, वो अहंकार भी नहीं है, वो आत्मविश्वास भी नहीं है, वो उनका डर बोल रहा है. Because भारत की आवाम, भारत की जनता जागरूक और बहुत समझदार है, और वो जानते हैं कि बेरोजगारी, महंगाई, जिस तरीके से उन्होंने सांप्रदायिक तापमान और तनाव बढ़ाया है हमारे देश में, जिस तरीके से हमारे संस्थाओं को कुचल दिया है, जिस तरीके से विरोधी दल को वो गिरफ्तार करके जेल में रखते हैं, ये सब देख रहे हैं. सब लोगों ने देखा कि चंडीगढ़ में क्या हुआ. सब लोगों ने देखा प्रजातंत्र का वहां गला घोटा गया. उच्चतम न्यायालय ने CGI, Mr. Chandrachud says it was a murder of democracy. It was a mockery of democracy. And I'm going to make one very bold statement on your show, Navika. If the electoral bond is illegal and unconstitutional, and it was floated in 2018, all elections, including the general election of 2019, and all state elections thereafter, whoever has won it is illegal. Because it has been actually duped on money which is ill-gotten, not declared, opaque, and is a source of the biggest...
Fantastic. Well said, Sanjay Jha. But I want to give you my spectacles today, because I don't know which color tinted glasses are you wearing. These are plain ones. Maybe they'll help you see better. And I want to ask you, you talk about Mr. Modi going to Manipur. Well, valid statement by you, valid expectation by you. But where is the voice of Mr. Rahul Gandhi about Sandesh Khali? Has he uttered a word? Has he uttered a word? I want to ask you, Sandesh Khali today, 100 FIRs against Sheikh Shah Jahan. Where is the opposition? The entire lot of them, including Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, including Priyanka Chaturvedi, including Jaya Bachchan, including all of those people. Where is their voice today? Not one word. And you're telling me about convenient politics? Well, good that you call out people on Modi's side and Modi himself. How come you don't remember that you have a voice when it comes to Sandesh Khali? You personally may, but certainly not Rahul Gandhi. So sometimes remember that. And number two, if you think that the NDA has achieved nothing, UPA achieved, and you're remembering a few statements of the Chief Justice of India, there are many such statements that were made by the courts even at the time of the UPA. You want me to go back to the caged parrots days? I can remind you many of those issues. I'll come back to you, Sanjay Jha. अब इतना बोले हो तो थोड़ा सुनने की क्षमता भी रखो. सुनिए थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि हम जैसे लोग ना 30 सालों से यहीं बैठे हैं, हर सरकार को आते जाते देखते हैं, सरकारें बदलती हैं, हम वहीं रहते हैं, हमें बहुत याद है, लंबी याददाश्त है हमारी. गौरव भाटिया, प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड टू संजय झा.
Navika, I will respond to Mr. Sanjay Jha, the suspended Congress leader. But I think, it is more important to today be optimistic. The opposition has gone for a toss. They are perpetually pessimistic. But what has Narendra Modi ji done for a citizen? First, the impossible has been turned into possible. If Mr. Sanjay Jha or any other Congress leader, including Rahul Gandhi, has the courage, then please let the nation know the Constitution of India spoke about Article 370 being temporary. Why could they not abrogate it? Who did it? Narendra Modi ji. UCC Article 44, the Constitution spoke about equality and empowering even the women. Why couldn't they do it in the last 75 years? Ultimately, it is Narendra Modi ji who has made it possible. Third, the Ram Temple coming up at Ayodhya. Is it not a magnificent achievement of the government that through the democratic means have been adopted? And they said the Lord Rama is a fictional character. Now, coming to the economy part, it's the 5th largest economy today in the world, and during the Congress time, it was called the Fragile Five. Is it not correct that today the Indian Stock Exchange is the 4th largest in the world? Is it not right that under Modi ji's dynamic leadership, the 3rd largest manufacturer of automobile is India? Is it not correct the 2nd largest manufacturing country in the world of mobiles is India? Yes, it's correct. And now let me also tell you how Narendra Modi ji has ensured that the weakest is empowered. Today, Niti Aayog has made it very clear that the poverty level has significantly come down to 5%. But before this, Navika, also, the multi-dimensional poverty. In 2014, the number was 29.2%. In 2024, it has come down to 11.3%. 25 crore Indians have been brought out of multi-dimensional poverty. Next is extreme poverty. It is a moment of pride for us that only less than 1% of the population is under the extreme poverty line. So does it not show that there have been changes? There have been. And now to Sanjay Jha, I'll make a rebuttal and a quick one. He spoke about the farmers. Let me tell him, the Swaminathan Commission that was constituted by the UPA gave a report. But that report was not implemented for 6 years. And MSP was not given to the farmers, who ultimately gave 1.5 times the MSP. According to the Swaminathan Commission report, it was Narendra Modi ji, and late Swaminathan ji himself praised the Prime Minister for implementing it. Let me ask him, what about the women reservation? Does he remember that it was passed in the Rajya Sabha in 2010, and then 4 years Sonia Gandhi forgot about it, and ultimately who mustered the courage to get it passed from both houses by a constitutional amendment? Is it not historic? Yes, it is. It is Narendra Modi ji. Now you want to come to Muslims? Sachar Committee report. You could not implement it for 6 years. It was thrown to the dustbin. And who has taken care of the Muslims also? The minorities? It is Narendra Modi ji. You talk about the caste survey. I want to ask you, 2011, census was done. Why was the caste census not released? P. Chidambaram said it is not good for the country. And you could not even uplift the deprived OBC, SC, ST section. Now Narendra Modi ji is working for it. And the biggest achievement, Navika, is this. 10 years. No charge of corruption on Narendra Modi ji or his government. And I remember the UP era, when the Prime Minister could not speak a word. Manmohan Singh ji, CWG, 2G, 122 licenses were cancelled. Colgate scam, Robert Vadra, becoming the first corrupt real estate land grabber. Can we ever forget that? No. And that is why I say Narendra Modi ji will win again. These people are rudderless today. They do not have a direction. They do not have a leader.
Quick rebut, Sanjay Jha.
They do not enjoy the confidence of the people.
Before I get in, Varis Pathan ji.
Yeah, Navika, when 60% of India's population has to be given free food grains of 5 kilos for 5 years, it is an admission by Narendra Modi's government that India is desperately struggling at its periphery. Inequality has in fact got even worse. And that is the truth. He talks of corruption. Mr. Bhatia, I hope you should read the CAG reports. They run into an obscene lakhs of crores of corruption in infrastructure projects in India. Number 2, on electoral bonds, man, the Supreme Court's Chief Justice has talked about how you have created an opaque system of political funding, which is the source of corruption in this country.
I want to ask on that, Sanjay Jha, your hypocrisy is so touching. Your hypocrisy is so touching because your party or your erstwhile party actually got, I think, about 70% of its donations also through that. So when you're questioning the governments that have come to power, then please give up your government in Telangana and in Karnataka, because those were fought on the same donations that came through the same इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स रूट. संजय झा, थोड़ा सा फैक्ट्स पढ़ा कीजिए. बट वारिस पठान साहब, माय क्वेश्चन टू यू इज today
I need to make a quick rebuttal.
Okay, Gaurav Bhatia. Yes, Gaurav Bhatia.
30 seconds, please.
Yes.
There is so much of hypocrisy. I sometimes wonder, where do they get it from? Sanjay Jha talks about the Supreme Court. So he should muster the courage to call Rahul Gandhi a fool then. You know why? Because it is Rahul Gandhi's statement that the judiciary of the country is being run by Narendra Modi ji. If you accept the electoral bond judgment, which we also do, because we are law-abiding party, I ask you, why don't you accept Rafael? Why don't you accept the judgment on Hindenburg? Why don't you accept the judgment on the Pegasus? You won't, because it is for you. Whatever suits you, you accept, and what doesn't suit you, you don't accept. And second,
let me open up the debate and let me get in Mr. Varis Pathan. Mr. Varis Pathan, I'm sending you a copy, a pair of spectacles, Sanjay Jha. I'll really will keep that promise up. आपको थोड़ी नजर जो है ना वो थोड़ी कलर्ड आती है. I'm not saying everything is fine and rosy, but you know, on facts at least, you should have a plain glass chashma, which will help you you to see better. Let me get in Varis Pathan. इन्होंने पहले से ही चश्मा लगाया. I hope his chashma is not colored. Varis Pathan ji, I want to ask you. Owaisi Sahab has made a statement today, and he has said that Hindutva is being imposed in the name of Muslim reforms. What is the objection to, may I ask you? On one side, अगर आपकी विरासत है तो विरासत सराहनीय है. You must keep up your culture, your religion. But what are you trying to protect? That women and girls below the age of 18 should continue to have child marriage? Is that what you are fighting against? You're fighting against triple talaq. You're fighting against child marriage for young girls. Is that what you want to fight for?
Well, Navika, I will reply to a query. Just now I was listening to the BJP spokesperson, long speech. I thought I am not on a national channel, but on a BJP stage wherein he was just giving a speech. Modi did that. Since 2014, what Modi has done, you know, Mr. Bhatia? One major thing he has done is spreading hatred in the entire country, especially against the Muslim community. And you spoke about the minority. What have they done for the minority? Minority budget is also reduced. And when triple talaq issue came, Modi said, Muslim mahila hai meri behan hai. And when they want to wear hijab and go and study in school, Modi said, no, you cannot go and wear hijab. When it came to Bilkis Banu's rapist to be released, Modi was the person who said his government in Gujarat, they released the rapist outside. So what are you talking about Modi's love for the minorities? Secondly, what Modi has done is totally failed the demonetization stage. Today the farmers are protesting there on the street. What is he doing for them? The students, the children, they are on the roads, they are asking for the re-exam. What have they done for them? Re-exams now. So you don't try to praise Modi, just show what they have committed crime in the country. I would call that. Say that yes, they are against the Muslim community. Say that yes, they are against our masjid. Say that yes, they are against our Sharia. Say that yes, the triple talaq also failed miserably. Say that yes, 500 plus mosques and madrasas have been bulldozed just by saying that they are illegal without following the due process of law. Say that, but you won't say that because you just want to create one thing, just okay, praise Modi. You won't get anything, sir. Today the country went what I am saying. Navika, just now you said, what are you trying to save? I am trying to save the constitution of the country. I am trying to save the democracy in which we live. I am trying to save the secularism of this great nation which Modi and BJP government wants to destroy. 90 years we have been following the culture, and in one night at 12 in the night, Hemanta Biswa Sarma comes and describes the Muslim Marriage Act. He says now that all the marriages will be registered as per the Special Marriages Act. In Muslim, Navika, you know there is a nikah. The nikah has to be performed. Then if the nikah is there, then you have to give a mahr, which is mandatory. What will happen to that? You are living that mahr is for the Muslim woman, for the girl who is getting married. Now you remove that as well. Now where are you heading for? And you say that we are for the Muslim woman. That is why I say this is the anti-Muslim government. They don't follow the constitution. They don't want fundamental rights.
You will not respond. You will not respond to the child marriage charge against you. You will talk about everything under the sun.
They want to implement
problem persists. And Anand Ranganathan, Gaurav, I'm coming to you, but Anand Ranganathan, whoever's wearing glasses or not wearing glasses, दिख सीधा नहीं रहा है किसी को भी.
नाविका, to my fellow panelists, आप लोगों को चश्मा देना चाहते हैं कि नहीं दिखना. इनको चश्मा देने is like शोले के ठाकुर को कीबोर्ड देना. नाविका, आप कैसी बात कर रहे हैं? इनका कैटरैक्ट ऑपरेशन होना चाहिए. चश्मा इनका कोई काम नहीं आएगा. I give you now statistics that shows why people are repeatedly voting Modi. और वारिस पठान साहब वैसे मेरे बहुत चाहते हैं, बहुत बड़े भाई की तरह हैं. ये 2 बार मुझसे आपकी डिबेट्स पे हार चुके हैं. जब ये कहते हैं मोदी एंटी मुस्लिम माइनॉरिटीज के लिए कुछ नहीं किया, मैंने इनको डेटा दिया हुआ है. लाखों घर बने हैं, सारी योजनाएं बनी हैं, सारा फायदा मुस्लिम्स को गया है, और ये कहते हैं कि एक घर दिया है प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने. तो वारिस पठान साहब, ये इनका सदियों से चला आ रहा है झूठ बोलना. अगर मैं झूठ बोलने का पिटारा निकाल दूं इनका एक्सपोज करना, तो नाविका हमारे पास इतना टाइम नहीं है. मेरे पास तो वैसे भी आप सिर्फ 30 सेकंड्स देती हैं. अब मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि लोग क्यों वोट देते हैं. नाविका, आप मुझे बताइए कि अडानी राहुल गांधी कर रहा है. क्या अडानी के घर में टॉयलेट है कि नहीं है? सीधा आंसर है ना. लेकिन 120 मिलियन इंडियंस के घर में टॉयलेट नहीं था. अब आप मुझसे पूछिए, चलिए सरकार ने, मोदी ने 9 साल में 120 मिलियन टॉयलेट बनाए, उससे क्या फायदा हुआ? नाविका, साइंटिफिकली प्रूवन that every new toilet given to a family has helped them save 52,000 in health costs. Do you know our incidence of diarrhea? It has been reduced by half because not only have new toilets been made, 120 million, 110 million tap water connections have been made. ये कैस्केडिंग इफेक्ट होता है डेवलपमेंट का नाविका, इसीलिए गवर्नमेंट जीतती और हारती है। और मैं हाईवेज और उस कंस्ट्रक्शन पे जा नहीं रहा, मैं सिर्फ गरीबों की बात कर रहा हूं। 260 मिलियन आयुष्मान हेल्थ कार्ड का मतलब समझते हैं पठान साहब? इनमें से कितने मिलियन मुस्लिम्स को मिला है, ये नहीं बोलेंगे। ये 430 मिलियन लोगों को मुद्रा स्कीम्स मिली है, कितने मुस्लिम्स है उसमें ये नहीं बोलेंगे। 500 मिलियन बैंक अकाउंट्स खोले, कितने मुस्लिम्स, ये नहीं बोलेंगे। बस ये बोलना है 2 साल से 10 साल से चला आ रहा है, मोदी एंटी मुस्लिम, मोदी एंटी मुस्लिम। अगर मोदी इतना एंटी मुस्लिम, पठान साहब प्लीज डोंट डिस्टर्ब मी प्लीज, मैं सिर्फ डेटा की बात कर रहा हूं। और मैं आपको एक और डेटा भी बता दूं, ऐसे कितने मुस्लिम्स हैं आपको पता है जो 100 मिलियन गैस कनेक्शंस हुई हैं? आपको पता है कि हर साल 1.5 लाख लोग सर्टेन डेथ से बचते हैं बिकॉज उनके घर में आप गैस सिलेंडर है। तो पठान साहब प्लीज, अगर आप डिबेट पे आ रहे हैं, आप भले मेरे भाई हैं, लेकिन ये ठाकुर साहब की तरह जो आपको कीबोर्ड दे दिया गया है उसका क्या करूं, इधर उधर देख रहे हैं। आप प्लीज फैक्ट से अपने आप को जरा प्लीज तकल्लुफ रखें।
मैं रिप्लाई दे रहा हूं।
वारिस पठान, 30 सेकेंड।
आई विल रिप्लाई 10 सेकेंड। आनंद जी मेरे बहुत अच्छे मित्र हैं, मैं इनको आनंद रंगनाथन जी को लेके जाना चाहता हूं मेरे साथ महाराष्ट्र में, औरंगाबाद में। वहां का नान खलिया भी बहुत अच्छा मिलता है, मैं आनंद भाई को खिलाऊंगा भी नान खलिया। और वहां खड़े रह के मैं उनको पूछूंगा, आनंद भाई बताइए मुझे, मोदी के प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना में कितने मुसलमानों को घर मिला है वहां पे? एक भी नहीं, नॉट अ सिंगल, नॉट अ सिंगल,
It's not Aurangabad.
Not a single. No, I will call him Aurangabad. You may call it Sambhaji Nagar. I will call it Aurangabad. Still, it is Aurangabad. The airport is called Aurangabad. Airport is also Aurangabad.
Will you call?
If you are flying from Delhi, you will not land at Sambhaji Nagar. You will land at Aurangabad. If you buy a ticket, don't buy for Sambhaji Nagar. You will land somewhere else. Because from Delhi you will reach Aurangabad, not to Sambhaji Nagar. Even if you come by a flight. Anand, this is not proper. Allow me to make my point, Anand. Anand, what has happened to you? Such a senior man, good orator. Good orator. Allow me to make my point. If you book a ticket from Delhi to Sambhaji Nagar, you will land somewhere else. You will have to book Delhi to Aurangabad. Still the name of the airport is Aurangabad. Please kindly allow me to make my point.
Can I call you Anand Ranganathan? I can't. So he is only telling you APJ Abdul Kalam
My name is
APJ Abdul Kalam Road.
बहुत अच्छा नाम है, बहुत अच्छा नाम। मेरे माँ बाप ने बहुत अच्छा समय, बहुत अच्छा मेरे माँ बाप ने नाम रखा है। प्राउड ऑफ इट, वारिस पठान। बहुत खुशी की बात है।
हाँ, तो फिर
कमिंग बैक टू आनंद, लेट मी, आई वांट टू कम विद मी टू औरंग, आई विल टेक हिम देयर।
संभाजी नगर,
show me a single house given under the Prime Minister Awas Yojana to a Muslim. Why would I call? If you book a ticket, Navika, just now from Delhi, that you want to land in Sambhaji Nagar, you will land somewhere else. There is no Sambhaji Nagar. Aurangabad. Aurangabad.
This is a war between you and Anand. Please, if you have to book anybody's ticket, book Anand's.
नाविका, अभी
I'm telling him, tell him to book. He will land somewhere else. Not in.
पठान साहब,
अरे अभी तो मैंने बोला भी नहीं है, सुनिए।
आपकी मैं क्वेश्चन,
What has Modi done for the minorities? Today, what has Modi done for the minorities? Anand, today not a single minister in his cabinet, not a single Muslim minister in Modi's cabinet, still independence. This is what has he done for the Muslims in the country. एक भी नहीं है मुसलमान कैबिनेट में।
But how does that matter? You had in the UPA Sarkar so many ministers who were from minorities. Did they ensure that minorities got the best right on their resources? Let me ask Mr. Vivek Silas this question. And Mr. Vivek Silas, just when Sanjay Jha is also talking about the Supreme Court and its observation, saying that electoral bonds were against the constitution, non-transparent. Well, today Allahabad High Court has also made an observation. It has said that the 1993 order of the Mulayam Singh Sarkar was totally wrong to stop the puja in the Vyas Tehkhana. So I want to ask you, कौन किसको क्या सिखा रहा है? But overall, if you look at things, the issue here is you did not go through the constitution, through the law of the land when you closed the Vyas Tehkhana for puja. something that was done there from 1551 till 1993. But today, you are questioning Narendra Modi on everything, on his faith, on the way he has run the country, the policies for the country, and how the country has grown. Vivek Silas, where are the facts?
सबसे पहले तो नाविका जी आपको नमस्कार। और आपने जो बात कही, तो जो आपने ज्ञान वापी की बात की, हालांकि डिबेट उस पर नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी मैं बोल देता हूं। देखिए, उसके बाद भी ऐसा कोई सरकारी आदेश नहीं हुआ था उस पर, लेकिन उसके बाद भी अगर आप देखें तो श्री राजनाथ सिंह जी की सरकार थी, उससे पहले कल्याण सिंह जी की सरकार थी, तो क्या उसको भी आप नाकाबिल बताएंगे? खैर, इस पे आज बात नहीं है। अभी गौरव भाटिया जी ने कहा कि इम्पॉसिबल हैज बीन मेड पॉसिबल, इम्पॉसिबल हैड बीन मेड पॉसिबल, वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रवक्ता अभी बोला, बिल्कुल सच बात कही उन्होंने। मैं उनसे पूरी तरह से नाविका जी बिल्कुल सहमत हूं। जहां 50 लाख स्टूडेंट जो पुलिस भर्ती वाले थे, वो 60,000 पदों के लिए आए थे, और किस तरह से भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने भ्रष्टाचार करते हुए पेपर को लीक कराया, उसके बाद किस तरह से उनको लाठी डंडों से पीटा गया, ये बिल्कुल सही बात है कि इम्पॉसिबल को पॉसिबल बनाया गया उत्तर प्रदेश में। आप आरओ का एग्जामिनेशन देख लीजिए जो उत्तर प्रदेश में हुआ, उसमें 30 लाख स्टूडेंट्स ने अप्लाई किया था जॉब के लिए, और जॉब कितनी थी? मात्र 21,000। उसके बाद भी वो फिर भ्रष्टाचार हुआ, और लगातार उसमें लोगों ने किस तरह से लोगों को पीटा गया, और प्रयागराज में किस तरह से उसके स्टूडेंट्स ने आंदोलन किया और उसको वापस लेना पड़ा। अब दोबारा परीक्षा हो रही है, 6 महीने बाद, पता नहीं होगी कि नहीं होगी, वो देखा जाएगा। आपने कहा कि यू वांटेड टू गिव योर स्पेक्टिकल्स टू मिस्टर संजय झा। यस यस यस, वी डेफिनेटली से स्ट्रॉन्ग वर्ड्स अगेंस्ट द संदेश खाली। लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी की जितनी बड़ी बड़ी महिलाएं मिनिस्टर्स हैं, क्या उन्होंने हाथरस का जब रेप हुआ तो कुछ कहा था? एक शब्द नहीं निकला था। बल्कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी, उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस, सीएम योगी आदित्यनाथ के जो सलाहकार हैं, और आगरा की पुलिस ट्वीट कर रही थी कि ऐसा वहां तो कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है। तो एक तरफ से हम लोग बात नहीं कर सकते। आज किसानों की बात हो रही है, डाटा तो ये भी कहते हैं किसानों की इनकम सिर्फ 27 रुपए रोज की है, जबकि वादा ये था सरकार का कि 2022 तक हम उसको बढ़ा देंगे। Ask the middle class of people of India what is actual poverty is. Please let me finish, Mr. Bhatia. I have not finished yet. Please let me finish. If you talk about poverty today, please ask the middle class people like us how they are running their house, how they are giving their fees of their children, how they are managing their medical household. आज की डेट में नाविका जी, अगर किसी के पास मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस नहीं है तो अपना इलाज नहीं करा सकता है। और मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस जो इन्होंने किया था, उसमें किस तरह से कैग रिपोर्ट ने बताया कि अरबों का घोटाला हुआ, क्या हम भूल गए? अभी तो कैग रिपोर्ट कुछ दिन पहले आई थी। ये आप मत कहिए कि मोदी जी ने कहा।
गौरव भाटिया, फ्रॉम द पुअर ही इज नाउ ऑन टू द मिडिल क्लास, एंड द मिडिल क्लास इज नाउ बीइंग कॉल्ड द पुअर क्लास. आई एम नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द definitions going haywire here, but please respond to Vivek Silas.
Yeah, Navika, few facts. हमने कुछ किया नहीं, लेकिन जनता हमारी दीवानी है, हमें आशीर्वाद देती ही चली जाती है। 2014, 73 seats in Uttar Pradesh for the NDA, 71 for the भारतीय जनता पार्टी। समाजवादी पार्टी got reduced to 5 seats. हमने कुछ किया नहीं, लेकिन जनता ने आशीर्वाद दिया। 2017, Akhilesh Yadav was made a chief minister. Mulayam Singh Yadav was the main campaign face for the Samajwadi Party, but he couldn't deliver, so he was booted out. Yogi Adityanath ji got 300 plus seats. हमने कुछ किया नहीं। 2019, now the SP-BSP alliance happens. SP still remains at 5. BSP gets 10, we get 64. But हमने कुछ किया नहीं. And then 2022, the litmus test for Yogi Adityanath ji, he is again able to create history after 35 years. Government is repeated by full majority, and that is Yogi Adityanath ji. They get reduced to 110 seats. हमने कुछ किया नहीं. अब मैं आपको बताता हूं the kind of appeasement that took place in Samajwadi Party government. One, you remember the Muzaffarnagar riots? Every year there were more than 200 riots. Muzaffarnagar riots also happened If the accused persons were Muslims, there were phone calls from Azam Khan to release them. The accused Maulana was flown by a charter plane.
I don't know if you have evidence to prove that, and I don't want the channel, to be held responsible for that. But yes, appeasement from the 1993 order itself is evident.
No, when I speak, please,
yes,
Navika, this is not done. Allow me to complete my point. Every word that I say with responsibility. Maulana Nazir was the person. And there is a very reputed channel that had done a sting operation. And there is a Supreme Court judgment. They were discriminating, giving 1,800 families, Muslim families in Shamli compensation, but not compensating Hindu families. Supreme Court passed a judgment. Read the Muhammad Haroon judgment in the Supreme Court. Now, I am coming to another fact. Now, Narendra Modi ji and Yogi ji, they do not believe in appeasement. They believe in empowerment. And what has changed? There is growth, there is inclusivity for everybody, and that is what they can't digest. Otherwise, you tell me, if we get elected every time after the elections, why are they not able to match us? If you have a leader...
Well, that's a question that will always stay. And Vivek Srivastava, the question is, the data is there. You read 25 crore people coming out of multidimensional poverty. You've seen the household consumption expenditure survey. You've seen the data on the number of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, of the Ujjwala Yojana, of the Ayushman Bharat. You've seen highways, double the highways in the UPA era than in the NDA era. All of these are facts. How can you run away from these facts and still continue to say kuch hua hi nahi, kuch hua hi nahi?
ठीक है, I'll tell you. See, first of all, if election success is what decides that which government is better and which party has delivered, 70 साल तक तो opposition वालों की सरकार थी, तो गौरव भाटिया 35 साल तक लेफ्ट ने जबरदस्त परफॉर्मेंस करी बंगाल में, और तभी बार-बार आते रहे. एक्नॉलेज करिए, क्योंकि इलेक्टोरल सक्सेस हमारे पास थी. देवेगौड़ा की सरकार, राजीव गांधी की सरकार, इंदिरा गांधी की सरकार, नेहरू की सरकार, शास्त्री की सरकार, इतनी सारी सरकारें आई, नरसिम्हा राव की सरकार आई, मनमोहन सिंह की सरकार आई, सब जीत रही थी इलेक्शंस. 10 साल डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह रहे, डिलीवर किया था, तभी तो जीते. दैट मीन्स इफ यू, बाय योर लॉजिक, वी हैव बीन डिलीवरिंग एंड डूइंग मोर फॉर द नेशन इन द लास्ट 70 years, if that is your logic. Secondly, coming to the point of Dr. Anand Ranganathan, he is saying a lot has been done for the minorities and Muslims as per the statistics. Yes, your statistics is correct. Sir, इस देश में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है जो कहता है अगर स्कीम निकालोगे तो सबके लिए निकालोगे आप सर, उसमें हिंदू मुस्लिम नहीं होता है. What has happened since 2014 is we have put the minorities on a second grade citizenship
so that is not Modi's legacy. But if it doesn't happen, then we will blame Modi for Hindutva. Well, Anand Ranganathan, chit bhi meri, pat bhi meri. Is that the kind of argument that's going on?
कुछ नहीं किया.
What is it that you're showing, Anand?
ये देखिए, ये एवरेज मंथली इनकम बता रहा हूँ फार्मर्स की. विवेक साइलर जी, इसको प्लीज देख लीजिए. जो आपने कहा ना 27 रुपए, यहाँ पे देखिए ऑल इंडिया एवरेज क्या दिखा रहा है, 10,218 रुपीज पर मंथ.
27 रुपए रोज.
आप इसको जरा डिवाइड करिए, 10,218 को 30 से आपको पता चल जाएगा एवरेज इनकम. ये सरकार का ही डेटा है. ये देखिए इनकम टू फार्मर्स, ये देखिए.
But then they don't believe sarkari data. Everything that is happening, and there are facts and figures for it, they don't believe because it is government data. But opposition data, opposition experiences must be believed to the last word. Is that the way in which performance of governments will be judged? Well, I leave that to you, the viewer, because it's election time. And when the viewers and citizens of India will give their judgment, the message will reach home. And that will be whether they are satisfied or not. But of course, winning elections doesn't prove quite anything, according to Vivek Srivastava. Is that really true, viewers? Well, we'll leave it at that for now. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1. On the other side,